So I think the time has finally come for me to go ahead and smell what could be one of the most polarizing, divisive, and strange fragrances ever created. This one is Secretions Magnifiques by Eldo. Etat libre d'orange, as if it really matters how I say it, because I'm about to smell something that smells like blood, sweat, semen, saliva, and so on. I did take this one out of the box already just because, again, we are shooting outside, but what I also have here with me is a full 50 ml bottle, still sealed, still in the box. Yeah, I went ahead and purchased 2 of these. That was $200 on stuff that smells like the above mentioned a second ago. And the reason why I bought 2 is because I'm going to give one away to you guys. I'll go a little bit farther into that later on, and if you also want to buy one of these for yourself, I will link it down below. You can get these at Twisted Lily, and that way you can use my code Chaos10 to get a discount, 10% off if you, for whatever reason, wanted to grab one for yourself. But they didn't send this out to me, no one sent this out to me, I paid for both of these. But I figured a lot of you guys probably want to experience this and don't want to spend $100, so I'll be giving one away. So before we jump into me smelling this, I'm going to go ahead and read off the description according to Eldo's official website, and I also want to maybe read a review or two just to kind of see what we have going on here. And I also want to say that I'm going to approach this with as little bias as possible. See, here's the thing. Anyone who knows about this fragrance knows what it's about. So going into it, automatically, you're going to be thinking that's the worst smelling thing ever. And I know that this is probably going to smell weird and bad, but I'm not going to give you an over-exaggerated reaction. I'm not going to try to be super biased going into this one. Even though I'm going to be reading the description, even though I'm going to be reading the reviews, I want to let you know that I'm not going to give you some fake reaction. If it smells terrible, I'll let you know and you'll see that. If it doesn't smell as bad as maybe it's made out to be, then you'll see that as well. So full transparency there. Not going to try to put on a show and be funny. How it smells is how it smells, and that's how I'm going to come across on camera. Like blood, sweat, sperm, saliva, Secretions Magnifiques is as real as an olfactory coitus that sends one into raptures to the pinnacle of sensual pleasure, that extraordinary and unique moment when desire triumphs over reason. Masculine tenseness frees a rush of adrenaline and a cascade of high-pitched aldehydic notes. And I just expanded this. There's a lot more than I thought initially. So you get the idea there. With almost a cult love or hate, Secretions Magnifiques shook up the perfume world when it was launched, and it still does. A work of conceptual perfumery designed to speak to all the senses at once. One rule: attraction and repulsion. So there's the kind of surmised description there according to their website. Now, on their website, they do have one review. Only one review on their website. This one is, "The bottle is epic and weird. Enjoy this avant-garde scent and take a deep breath in the smell of the bottle. I found an interesting fact. Spray 0.1 grams of it on the inner elbow." So you're going to want to grab a scale. You're going to want to grab a way to measure out the liquid and do 0.1 grams on your inner elbow. Fold it in and let it rub between the skin before smelling it. The obvious bloody smell floats out in waves, showing the metallic smell of the heart of the born pig, plus a little coconut. Keeping it like this for a while is intoxicating. In summary, the basement is immersed in the sweet and dampness of iris, and there are a lot of metal objects and filled with blood. It lasted for about 12 hours on my body. As time passed, the main metallic breath gradually faded into a peculiar and beautiful floral musk with 3 heart-surrounded happy emojis. So there's one review according to their website. I'm not going to probably get into any more here, but I do want to read off the main notes for you, and you could go to Fragrantica and I'm sure see all of the glowing reviews there. Top notes, we have a marine accord, a salt accord, and aldehyde. So I love aquatics. This is probably going to be one of my favorites. In the heart, we have blood, milk, blood accord, milk accord, adrenaline accord. In the base, we have sandalwood, iris, and opopanax. So the base sounds pretty nice. The top and mid, maybe not so much. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a spray. Now, I am not going to apply this to skin. I'm going to use a tester strip. From what I've heard, it's very strong to the point where it has to be scrubbed off of your skin. It's kind of funny because some amazing, amazing fragrances out there that smell gorgeous only last for a couple hours, and this one seems to last for like 24 apparently. So I'm sorry, no skin application here for me today. Let's go ahead and just spray it on. I'm not nervous. I'm curious though. I don't want to get it on the camera. We're doing a few good sprays here. And what do you think? Let this sit. I'm not breathing because I don't know if I'll be able to smell it or not. Let's just go in for it. See what we have. This doesn't smell that bad. Do I need to spray this on skin? I feel like I have to spray this on skin, guys, because this really doesn't smell that bad to me. I do get like the marine saltiness though. Saltiness, kind of the airy wispiness from the aldehydes. But it doesn't smell putrid in the slightest. I think on Fragrantica there's like a milk. I don't know if it said that in the notes according to Eldo's website. But this is not putrid. Okay. I'll spray it on skin because I was expecting worse. What do we do? Just a little bit. I just got it on my knuckle. This is probably going to be worse on skin. So let's let it kind of air out here and see how it is on skin. Okay, on skin it is worse. It is worse, but even after reading the description, seeing blood, sweat, saliva, semen, it's not putrid for me. It doesn't smell as bad as I think what people maybe say it does, and I'm not getting too much of a blood accord out of it yet. Actually, yeah, maybe a little bit, like a kind of iron, pennies type of smell, like blood. There is a bit of a kind of sweet stankiness here, kind of behind the iron blood accord. It is metallic, very much so. And it's weird because on skin, I'm not picking up on like the marine accords and the salt. On the tester strip, I got a lot of that. It smelled kind of like a marine fragrance in a weird way, but on skin, less of the marine seaweed salt accord comes through. It's more metallic, more iron blood smelling. I don't know. It's not terrible. It's not something that I would probably find myself reaching for, but it's not as bad as maybe you would expect. I will say there is some sandalwood in this one, and it is listed, and you do pick up on it, like a soft, maybe I guess you could say masculine woodiness. I know iris is listed. I'm kind of taking a brief look at the note breakdown here. Maybe a little bit of iris, but not so much. It's really just overly metallic. And I do like some metallic fragrances. So it wouldn't be the fact that it is metallic that is putting me off. What it would be is kind of the metallic notes mixed with, say, the coconut or the milk, or just kind of the combination that they have that gives it not only a metallic smell, but also kind of a hot, rancid smell. And that's probably a very disgusting way to describe it. I don't know, like a slight cooling, not really freshness, but a cooling sensation buried behind this one. It's weird. It's not something that I like, and it's not something that I would say smells great, but it's not one that's going to make me vomit. I know people probably wear this as their signature scent, and good for you. That's great. If you like it and you enjoy it, and then people around you somehow like it too, that's cool. It's not going to be one that I'm going to be reaching for or wearing probably ever. This will probably be simply used for a novelty. So if someone comes over and is looking at my collection and they're just overwhelmed by what's there, I can give them this. They're not going to be expecting what it's about, and give them their reaction and have them smell it, and then maybe they'll think it's gross right off the bat, or maybe they'll be like, oh, that's really weird. So it's just going to be a novelty. I mean, it's kind of funny to be able to say that you have a fragrance that smells like blood and bodily fluids. I will say, though, $100 for kind of a novelty fragrance is a lot of money. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are really people who like this. And at that point, $100 probably isn't such a bad deal if you like it. Again, performance is going to have to be probably not determined by me, but is kind of known to be really good. So that is a plus side there. I can't really say that it's a bad quality scent. I mean, it's, you know, it does what it's out to do very well. So $100 isn't so bad, but if you're after a novelty, that's where it's like, okay, do I want to spend $100 to have this sit there with one spray missing just so I can tell my friends I have something that smells like bodily fluids? It's really up to you. It's up to your extra income that you have flowing if you want to do that. That's why I'm going to be giving one away. So honestly, guys, if you want to win this one, all you have to do is get subscribed to the channel. I do appreciate it, and like the video and leave a comment. Leaving the comment's going to be the only way technically to get you entered, because that's the only way that I can publicly see it. But of course, I do appreciate your subscription. I do appreciate your like on the video. All of that stuff does help me out. But the most important is you have to leave a comment saying that you want to be entered or some variant, and then in about a week's time or so, maybe a little bit longer than a week depending on kind of how this video does, I'll have it selected randomly online, and then I will reach out to you or probably post on my community tab with the winner, and then you can contact me and we'll get it sent out to you. Yeah, even as it's dried down here a little bit more, metallic, kind of hot, sweet, stanky, cheesy in a way. That's really about all there is, but not something that's going to make me throw up or gag or anything like that. Definitely artistic, definitely strange and weird, but in a way, kind of cool. So if you guys have tried Secretions Magnifiques, let me know what you think of it down below. And if you do want to grab one for yourself, I will link it down below to Twisted Lily Chaos 10 for 10% off. That way you can get it at a little bit of a discount. And I also want to let you know that code does work site-wide at Twisted Lily. So anything that you can find, which they carry basically all of the niche brands out there, that code will work for. It's always active. It's a great way to save some money on luxury products. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and also thank you for entering the giveaway, because I really don't need 2 bottles of this. So I'll be excited to give the other bottle away to you. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Hey, take care.